The mainstream media has been accused of perpetuating lies and disinformation about Jesus, a figure widely regarded as the central figure of Christianity. While it may seem counterintuitive to suggest that the media would intentionally spread falsehoods about a revered historical and spiritual figure, a closer examination of the media's motives and methods reveals a more complex and nuanced reality. One reason the mainstream media may misrepresent Jesus is to advance a particular ideological or cultural agenda. By reinterpreting or distorting Jesus' teachings and legacy, the media can shape public opinion and influence cultural narratives. This can involve portraying Jesus as a champion of progressive values, such as social justice or environmentalism, or as a proponent of conservative ideals, like traditional family values or limited government. By selectively highlighting or manipulating certain aspects of Jesus' life and teachings, the media can create a narrative that aligns with their own biases and agendas. Another factor contributing to the media's misrepresentation of Jesus is the desire for ratings and sensationalism. The media often prioritize stories that generate controversy, drama, or excitement, regardless of their accuracy or fairness. By exaggerating or fabricating aspects of Jesus' life, the media can create a more compelling or provocative narrative that captures the public's attention. This can involve speculating about Jesus' personal life, exaggerating his miracles, or fabricating conspiracy theories about his death and resurrection. Furthermore, the mainstream media's lies about Jesus can also be attributed to a lack of understanding or respect for the historical and cultural context in which Jesus lived. By imposing modern values, assumptions, and categories on an ancient figure, the media can create a distorted and anachronistic portrait of Jesus. This can involve portraying Jesus as a modern-day social activist, a proto-feminist, or a champion of LGBTQ+ rights, when in fact his teachings and legacy are more complex and nuanced. By neglecting to consider the historical and cultural context of Jesus' life, the media can create a narrative that is both inaccurate and misleading. Additionally, the media's misrepresentation of Jesus can also be driven by a broader anti-Christian agenda. In recent years, there has been a growing trend of secularism and anti-Christian sentiment in the media, which can manifest in various forms of bias and distortion. By portraying Jesus as a mythological figure, a charlatan, or cult leader, the media can undermine the credibility and legitimacy of Christianity as a whole. This can involve promoting conspiracy theories about the origins of Christianity, the authenticity of the Bible, or the role of the Church in history. The consequences of the media's lies about Jesus can be far-reaching and damaging. By distorting or fabricating aspects of Jesus' life and teachings, the media can create confusion, misinformation, and mistrust among the public. This can lead to a decline in respect for Christianity and its institutions, as well as a growing perception that Jesus is irrelevant or unimportant. Moreover, the media's misrepresentation of Jesus can also have a profound impact on the way people think about spirituality, morality, and values. By creating a false or distorted narrative about Jesus, the media can shape public opinion and influence cultural norms in ways that are both subtle and profound. In conclusion, the mainstream media's lies about Jesus can be attributed to a range of factors, including ideological agendas, ratings and sensationalism, a lack of understanding or respect for historical and cultural contexts, and anti-Christian bias. By examining these motives and methods, it becomes clear that the media's misrepresentation of Jesus is often driven by a desire to shape public opinion, influence cultural narratives, and advance particular interests or ideologies. As a result, it is essential to approach media portrayals of Jesus with a critical and discerning eye, recognizing both the potential for distortion and the importance of accuracy and fairness in representing this revered historical and spiritual figure.